live streaming is on.
Okay, good evening and welcome to the Max Memory Brain Training Program. Uh, this is a session, about 30-minute session we're going to have today. Teach you some, you know, secrets about your memory and how to make it much better. But before we proceed with that, Helen, can you tell us what challenges are you having with memory? Are you a student?
Yeah. I just
Okay,
partake in jam this year, yeah.
okay.
Um,
You took jam.
yeah. When I read something, it will take time. The thing will just disappear from my memory. Like when I was studying for my jam, and I
Mm,
studied very well, reaching exam hall, everything just wiped out. But thank God I came up with good grades. But it's hardly for me to remember what I read.
mm, okay. So that's the major challenge that you're having.
Yes,
You
sir.
to write jam and it seems as if what you read is not sticking to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. We're going to find a solution to that. You are welcome, glorified. You can unmute yourself so that you talk. Unmute yourself. Just click on the microphone button on the screen to unmute yourself. All right.
Yes, sir.
Um, we are asking people how you know their memory challenges. So if you unmute yourself, you can share your memory challenges with us. Kenny, you are welcome. Do you want to
Okay.
share your memory challenges with us? Click on the microphone button to
Good
speak.
evening, sir.
Good evening. You are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Can you share with us some of your memory challenges?
Oh, okay.
Are you a student?
Yes, I'm doing residency.
Okay. Okay. Residency training.
So, well, I think there was a time I had a morning review during one of
Okay.
my calls, and then I
Okay.
had prepared for the cases that I saw over the
Um.
weekend.
Um.
But when it got to the morning review and I was asked, a specific question, I couldn't recollect what I had read. So
Okay.
it was really embarrassing because it was something that I should have looked up, which I did, but I
Mm.
couldn't just recollect it at that point in time.
Okay. You are doing residency training in which department?
In internal medicine.
Internal medicine. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. That's good. There's a lot of stuff in internal medicine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No problem.
Yes, sir.
Um. So today we'll try and cover some grounds and talk about some ways that you can improve your memory. All right. We'll start while other people join us. Um, I want to let me share my slide. Okay, my slide presentation for the discussion today. Okay, so that's the screen. Um, that's the slides. Those joining us, you are all welcome. Okay, this is the Max Memory Brain Training Program, and we are happy to have you all joining us today. All right. So, the title of the seminar is The Genius Memory. Okay, so we are going to try to share with you some secrets to unlock your memory. All right, and hopefully the seminar will last about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, and at the end of the seminar, we'll share a gift with you. So make sure you stay to the end. Then, so we're going to do an exercise, and this exercise we want to do now is very important for your memory. All right, so pay attention, listen attentively, and join me in this exercise. It's just a 1 minute or 30 seconds relaxation exercise. So the first thing to do right now is to close your eyes. Okay, if you're here with us, just close your eyes and sit down. Of course, you have to sit down. Then close your eyes, relax, be in a relaxation position. Okay, if you are sitting down, you put your back on the chair, just relax. Okay, and then because your eyes are closed, don't sleep off anyway. But we're going to do a breathing exercise. Okay, in this breathing exercise, you will breathe in right now, breathe in, hold your breath for 1, 2, 3, then release your breath. Release, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Okay, now breathe in, breathe in till you get to the end. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3. Now relax, breathe out. Breathe out till you exhale everything in your lungs. Okay, as you are doing this, imagine yourself in the calmest place that you've ever been in this world. Okay, maybe it's the beach, maybe it's a very cool place, quiet place, and you can hear the winds, the sounds of the waves, and all that. Okay, so you can now open your eyes. Now your brain is in a state to best absorb anything we are going to talk about today. And why I did this exercise is that it's very important for you to do this anytime you want to study. Okay, this is the first step. This is the first thing you must do. You must relax. You must put yourself in a relaxed position before you start your studies. Okay, so let's proceed with the training. Now, there are three types of consciousness based on this exercise. Okay, there's the normal consciousness, normal awake consciousness. There is the sleep consciousness, okay, which is the second one here. And then there is the, super awake consciousness. Okay, so in the normal awake consciousness is how you are normally. If you are awake, if you are walking about, that is normal awake consciousness. Then the sleep consciousness is when you are sleeping. Okay, and there are different types of sleep. I don't want to get into that too detailed, but the most important one, you can see I highlighted it, I made it very bold, is the super awake consciousness. Okay, it's very important because whenever you are in this state, you are much more likely to absorb any information. Your brain will just be operating like a supercomputer whenever you are in this state. Okay, and there's something called the alpha waves, and this is what your brain will be generating at this point. And it is in this situation, in this condition, that you are likely to get good ideas. You are likely to solve your problems, to think of solutions to your problems. You are likely to maximize your memory. Okay, and one of the ways to get into this super awake consciousness is through relaxation. like we just did now. All right. So there's a memory game we are going to play, and I'm going to demonstrate it on the screen from our app. Okay. And in the game, because we want to ascertain what your level of, your memory is right now before we get to when we finally train you to see the improvements that you make. All right. So let us try to ascertain your level of um, memory right now. Okay. I'm going to share another screen with you. Please mute your mic if you are just joining us. Dr. Greg, you're welcome. Kindly
Thank
mute
you.
your mic if you don't have too much interference. Thank you. Okay, so I'll share another screen with you just now, and that screen contains the game, a preview of our game, and I want you to, in the chat box, when we finally um, solve the questions, then in the chat box, okay, you are going to tell me what the answers are. Now, on the game, there are like 9 levels here, and this is how we memorize words. Okay, so memorize words, memorize books, memorize faces, memorize numbers, memorize dates. Okay, that's on the game, on our mobile app. Now, the app is on Apple Play Store and Google Play Store, but I will talk about it much later. Now, the first level of, let me open the first level, level one. Uh-huh. So this is level one, okay? And I want you to try to remember these things on the screen. I believe you can see it clearly. So memorize these words. The first one here is Corolla. The second one is Fang. The third one is Biscuits. The fourth one is Adidas. The fifth one is Bingo. The sixth one is Mask. The seventh one is Shirt. The eighth one is Tissue. The ninth one is Boniface. And the 10th one is Friends. Should I go over it again? I believe you've gotten it. Okay. Um, at the end of this discussion, I will ask you for this. So I'm going back to the PowerPoint. All right. So let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. George Ede. I am the founder of Air Clinic and also the creator of Max Memory Brain Training Program. And the reason why I created this program, it's a lot anyway. It's a gradual process because I found out that people were having challenges with, memorizing, and I also had similar challenges in the past when I was in the university. Okay, I had similar challenges trying to memorize, trying to remember stuff that I was reading, and it was just not sticking. Okay, until I started to, do some researches, started to apply, experiment with different techniques, different methods, and I'll be sharing with you some of the methods that I found out when I was in school, and I'll be sharing with you the ones that are better than the other. So, um, I eventually finished as the best graduating student in medicine, even though I was initially struggling with school, but immediately I was able to, arrange myself well. I started doing very well academically. Um, right now, I'm foreign based. Then I'm also a web and app developer. I didn't need anybody to teach me because I already knew how to study anything, any subject you want to teach yourself. You can teach yourself once you know how to study properly and remember what you read. Okay, I taught myself how to develop web apps, how to develop applications, mobile applications, web applications, and all that. And I also do some businesses. All right, so I write, I sing sometimes. I write songs too. This is my certificate, my award certificate, and where I finished top in my class, given to me by University of Nigeria in Soka. All right. So this is one of my apps that I designed, Air Clinic app. We help doctors basically to pass medical exams. It's there on Google Play Store. We have um, significant number of downloads. Then we also have other apps. Okay, this is one of the testimonials that we have. It said Air Clinic is the best. I've written exams 3 times and I gave up for 2 years. I stopped writing the exams until this year. I was introduced to Air Clinic by a colleague and I decided to give it a shot. I subscribed to the app. Going through the app, I saw a great deal of organization and just by going through the app. And the reason why people are succeeding with the app is that when I was designing the app, designing the contents of the app, I made sure to put myself in the shoes of the students, okay, and also to apply some of the things that I learned, to help people to retain. And I applied those things when I was preparing the content. So that's part of the reason why it is successful and helping a lot of candidates. Now, um, these are some other apps. The memory app. I also have an IELTS app. I have a stroke scores app. Okay, so we'll talk about that much later. This is me. This is how I was looking in, I don't know what year. Maybe this should be 2012. Okay, this is how I was looking, and this is me right now. Okay, and things change, and when you apply yourself, if you're a student, if you apply yourself in your academics, your life will get better. You know, you see a lot of improvements in your life, in your career. This is still me. I met my wife in school, and the reason why I talk about this, the reason why I highlight this, the fact that I met my wife in school, is because some people that try to perform well as students, they end up being what we call the triangular student. Okay, and a triangular student doesn't do any other thing apart from studying. He only does studying. He only reads. He does not do any other thing essentially. Okay, so you try not to be a triangular student, and the way not to be a triangular student is when you are able to study very quickly and absorb what you read without forgetting it. So this is still me. All right. Um, how did I become an A student? This is the question that you have on your mind. I discovered that mindset was very important. Okay, you have to first of all put yourself in the mindset of a successful person. Okay, everything that you want to do in this life starts with your mind. So your mind has to be made up. You have to ask yourself why. And the most important way to motivate yourself is to find out why you are doing anything you are doing. So if you're in medical school, or if you're in school, or if you want to write an exam, whatever exam it is, you need to ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is my reason for doing this? So until you're able to answer that question, you know you will now be motivated to do what you are doing. Now, the the second factor I discovered was goal setting. Okay, your goals must be smart, specific, measurable, achievable. Okay, and time bound. Okay, and when you are able to set goals, and when for you to set goals, you have to write it down. So funny enough, there was one when I graduated, I was going through some of my stuffs, and I saw a place where I wrote down that was when I was still in second year. By then, it wasn't even clear because I was still performing very poorly. But I wrote down in my jotter that I wanted to be the best graduating student. I don't know how I was going to do it. Okay. But when you set down a goal, even if you forget about it, once you've written it down, your mind will start working on it and start looking for solutions, looking for ways to make sure that you end up achieving that goal. Okay. So the second thing I discovered was setting goal. Then the third thing I discovered was time management. Okay, there is a principle. It's called the Pareto principle. Pareto, Pareto. So Pareto principle says that 80% of the work that you do, okay, will achieve 20% of the results, and vice versa. Okay, and 20% of the work that you do will achieve 80% of the results. So your your prerogative as a student or anybody that wants to study is to identify that place where you just do 20% of the work and get 80% of the results. Okay, then methodology. I found out some methods, okay, like using your rote memory and via repetition and then via mnemonics. These are some of the things that I found that because there was a candidate, there was one of my classmates, okay, he um his method was basically to study anything that he wants to go through. This guy will read, he read Last Anatomy 10 to 15 times. He read Kazong 10 to 15 times. He read everything. He will read every single thing 10 to 15 times. Do you know what that means? It means you are just going to be a triangular student. And the guy basically was going from church to house. I mean, from church to hostel, from hostel to, school, from school to church. Just triangular life, reading and reading and reading and reading. Okay? But that was not the kind of life I wanted to live. I wanted to be able to, enjoy my life, have a social life, have a good social life. I was academic coordinator of FECAMS. I was very active in, societies. Okay, I was in Red Cross. I was in so many other societies as well as a student. And you can only do that if you are able to, conquer your academics properly. Now, let's look at some of the limitations and, you know, see, the method that Joe was using was very difficult. Okay, it was very difficult in the sense that if you compare, you know, what he had to do, the number of times he had to read everything, and compare it with what we are going to teach you from max memory, then you find out how difficult it was. Okay, and it was also time consuming, and you have to be a triangular student. And to me, it is not smart work, it is hard work. And in life, you have to be able to determine what you want. Do you prefer smart work or do you prefer hard work? Me, I prefer smart work where I can do very little work and get the most amount of output. That has always been my goal. So what I now started training myself to, to be able to study once and remember it forever. If I study once, I'll remember it forever. Okay, that was my goal, and that should be your goal as well. If you're able to do this, then like people will be looking at you and be like, this guy is Johnson, or this girl is Johnson, or whoever it is that you are playing. You are not serious with your academics. But meanwhile, when the exam comes out, when the result comes out, you'll be topping them. It will just be so funny to you because you know what you are doing. Then also quick recall of info. There's a difference between studying what you are studying and being able to remember it. Okay, so this is how information goes. It goes from short-term memory to intermediate term memory, okay, to long-term memory. So every single thing that you come across, it has to pass through these processes. Now, when it gets to your long-term memory, you have to find there's a panel, there's a channel, there's a pathway, okay, that connects your long-term memory to your recall. So if you're able to find that pathway and create it, not even find, if you're able to create that pathway as you are studying, you have to create the pathway. As you are studying, you create the pathway to make sure that what you are studying will be recalled. Now, I also discovered a way to do that, to quickly recall whatever I wanted to recall, you know. Then understand any topic, any tough subject as fast as possible. You know, there's a process I found out, skimming and scanning. There's a way you can quickly find out what is the essence of it. You just be there's a person that you can be reading a large volume of textbook, and when you finish that stuff, somebody will ask you, what did you just read? You cannot even answer any single question. Why? Because you just started. And there's a way to go about reading. There's a way to scan it. There's a way to absorb the information step by step until every single thing is there in your memory. Okay. And you also be at a point when you are very good, when you've mastered these techniques, you'll be able to map out mind mapping. What I call mind mapping is being able to connect all the information. Okay. So if I'm thinking of something, let's say I'm thinking of pineapple, okay, what else will come to my mind when I think of pineapple? For example, let me ask you now, Greg, when I say pineapple, what comes to your mind? You can unmute yourself and answer, or whoever is available, who wants to answer. When I say pineapple, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? You're welcome, Fabian. So, to me, when I hear the word pineapple, I think of spiky, because I have harvested pineapple before, and I know that it is prickly. It has this spiky head, okay? And there are some artists that make their hair dreadlocks to look like a pineapple, right? Their head basically looks like that of a pineapple. So that's really how you'll be able to connect different subjects. They don't even have to relate. Okay, as you're thinking of as you're thinking of a person, okay, you're also thinking of other things, other objects that the person can remind you of. Or as you're thinking of any subject, you're thinking of other related things that the subject can remind you of. So let me quickly proceed. So we'll still get back to that memory training app. So these are the benefits of memory training. You have improved academic performance. You have improved relationships and friendships. Okay, imagine that you're able to remember you met somebody and you're able to remember their names. How many times have you forgotten somebody's name and you'll be like, what is that your name again? Or you start calling the person bros or Oga, my chairman, all those stuff. Then you also be better with your entertainment and gaming. Okay, if your memory is very good, you'll be very good with some games. At your old age, you are less likely to have, there's something called Alzheimer's dementia, okay, basically where the elderly starts forgetting things, starts behaving abnormally. But if you are able to have a trained memory at your young age, when you get older or when you get elderly, you are less likely to suffer from dementia, according to research. Okay, and you also have improved attention, focus, and motivation. With improved memory, it teaches you focus. It teaches you how to pay attention to what you are studying. It teaches you how to pay attention to your surroundings and in every other things in your life. It teaches you how to stay motivated, right? Then research has also proven that the trained memory also improves mood, okay, and helps in some neurological diseases as well. So there are some myths that people have. Some Some people don't even believe that they are very smart.
dan mutum ba zai ce ne ba kana
When
ana
you
yin
tell
haka
them that
shi
they are
kenan kuɗi.
smart, they don't believe they are smart. They don't agree with you that they are smart. Why is that? It's basically because they have been conditioned, okay, to think that they are not smart. You know, like when you are in class, maybe let me start from primary school. You take exams and they will now rank you. They will now say this one is first, this one is 50th in the class, this one is the bottom of the class. Okay, so if the person has not been performing has been performing poorly from childhood, there is this way that those repeated things that people tell you that you are not smart, you are not smart. Even your father will be like, you are very stupid. This one, your friend will tell you, you are not smart. This one will tell you are not smart. Your brother will tell you are not smart. You know, all those stuff. They have a way of, trying to make you to suppress your inner genius. Okay, then you start believing them that you are actually not smart. But meanwhile, your genius is hidden and it's just waiting for you to wake it up. Okay, so research has proven that the average person uses less than 10% of their brain capacity. So imagine if you are using up to 20%, if you are using up to 30%, imagine the improvement it will make, okay, in your life. Then there are also people, there's something that you are probably good at, even right now, as you are as you are looking at yourself that, oh, I'm not very, I'm not a genius in quotes. Okay. There's something that you're probably good at. There are some guys that if you mention any player, if you mention any score, mention any year, they will tell you in football, they will tell you the year that goal was scored, who scored it, what time the goal was scored, and but this person comes back to academic, the person cannot perform properly. Why? Because the person is not able to relate the things that he's doing for entertainment and the things that he's doing for studies. Okay, so there are also some principles that you apply when you are seeking for entertainment. Some ladies can tell you about the latest musician, the latest gold watch, the latest this, the latest that. Okay, but when they come to their studies, it's a different case scenario, right? So there are some principles that you apply whenever you are attending to those entertainment kind of stuff that are also important that you can apply in your studies that will help you to improve your results, your output, your memory. Then there are so many people that are ordinary people in quotes that ended up becoming very great. Let me use the closest example here. Soludo, Charles Soludo. Do you know that guy was just in his primary and secondary school, he was just nowhere to be found. He was just performing very poorly. In fact, he entered medical school. And he failed out of medical school. Charles Soludo that you're looking at today, the current governor of Anambra State, he failed out of medical school. But what did he do? When he now eventually entered university and got another admission for a second time, that was when he ended up becoming the best graduating student in economics, right? Which led to him much years later being nominated and becoming the CBN governor, right? So you see how one simple change in your life, one quote unquote simple change can change the trajectory of your life. So imagine that guy was still struggling in medicine and the things that we'll be losing now because of what he carries. Please, if you are here, please mute your mic. Emmanuel, I'll mute it for you. Okay, so let me go to the next slide. So these are some of the myths that people have. Some people think that the brain gets full. The brain can never get full. Like the brain is limitless. As soon as you come across any information, there are thousands of, even without trying to study, there are thousands of information that you come across every day. And for example, a genius in quotes can be able to tell you the plate number of a car that passed him, of the cars that passed him today. Okay, and he'll be able to tell you what color of shirt you are wearing when he greeted you in the morning, and these are some of the things. And for you to really improve your memory, you have to improve your attention, how you pay attention to details, the details that are around you. How do you pay attention to it? Are you just floating, or do you actually pay attention to anything? Okay, so the brain can never get full, no matter the amount of information that you come across. Okay. Then some people also have shown that they think not everyone is great, and I've explained how that relates to your academics. Then some people think that people that score, that perform very well in their academics, that it is by chance, that it just happens. Okay, it doesn't just happen. Everything has a purpose. Okay, and you must be able to set out to achieve it for you to achieve it. Talked about the three M's: the mindset, motivation, and the methods. So now imagine you could achieve all your goals in your academics, in your career, in your relationship, in your life goals, whatever it is that your goals are. Okay, they start with improving your memory. Now, this is another testimonial from people that I have talked to before. Then you're also able to. Our goal is to help you to gain a genius memory in 5 days or less. Okay, you learn how to read once and remember forever, how to study faster and gain more free time. You learn how to recall exactly, almost like you have a photographic memory. Okay, in quotes, you recall what you read, the way you read it. Then you pass your exams with distinction grades. Okay, grow your academics, grow your career. So let's delve into the 5 day brain training program. This is the course outline. Okay. On the first day, we talk about the three M's: mindset, motivation, okay, and method. So, what is your mindset? How do we make it better? What is your motivation? Have you identified your motivation? Your why? Have you found your why? Why are you doing whatever you're doing? Then the third one is your method. Okay, the method is the most important one because you must, change your method. They said there's a quote that says, I think it's about Einstein, that says that a mad person is a person that does the same thing over and over and expects different results. So if you want different results, then you must change your methods. Okay. Then we also teach you the purposes of studying, your types of and mechanism of memory, types of memory problems, and you know you get to understand better. Then on the day two, we'll teach you the bridge method, how to push information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. Because any information that you come across must pass through the short-term memory, intermediate term memory, and then long-term memory. So if you don't move the information from short-term to long-term, it will just dissolve, it will disappear. All right. After some time, short-term memory lasts about minutes to hours. So if you don't move it to your long-term memory, it will just go. That's why when you now try to recall it later, it will be as if, but I read this thing now, why can't I remember it? Because you did not move it from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. You left it in your short-term memory and it died with time. So we'll teach you how to use your rote memory and repetition techniques that actually work. How to repeat what you read without repeating what you read, without reading like a mad person 10 to 15 times. Okay. Then effective mnemonics. Everybody tries to use mnemonics, but there's a way to use mnemonics that will make you to remember what you are reading. Sometimes you look at a mnemonic and you've forgotten what the mnemonic even stands for self. You'll be like, what's this? First of all, you forget the mnemonic, or you forget what the mnemonic stands for. So these are some of the challenges. And we also teach you simple speed reading techniques. Because if you're able to read fast, it means what will take you 6 hours to read, you read it in 1 hour. And because you are reading fast, your brain will be working very fast to pick the information and be storing it very quickly. You see your performance will just improve. You don't have to try too hard, you know, and your performance will just improve. Then we'll teach you how to use your senses. There's the audio sense and there's the visual sense. There are other senses too, sense of touch, that are associated with studying. Now, we found out that females study better with their audio sense. What they hear, women remember what they hear better than men. But men remember what they see better than women. Okay? So you find out that a lady may be able to tell you word for word what happened during a lecture. But guys, sometimes they need to go back read it and look at the pictures, because that is what will help them to remember. So these are some of the secrets that you may not know. You will just be studying anyhow that you want, but there are some ways to apply it to your memory. Okay, then also teach you how to, the proper way, sleep, music. There are some music that you need to use for studies. Emotions, your emotions. There are some emotions that you need. There's a mindset, there's a state of mind you need to be in for you to study maximally. Okay, then teach you how to choose the right study environment and all that, and how to combine all this. Then we will now start in the day four. We'll be getting to the advanced, methods, visualization, mind mapping. Okay, there's something I call genius memory hacks. Okay, and these are methods that once you apply them, like instantly, you'll be able to recall something that appeared so difficult. And I will demonstrate one of them with our app. Okay,
On the
then
board, I
how to
remember.
memorize complex stuff, whether it is numbers, whether it is long lists, like the assignment that I gave you. I told you to try to remember those stuff. Then you'll also be able to memorize fast for any exams. Okay, I will give you a study plan. Like there are things that you need to do when you start studying. There are procedures that you should follow. Okay, don't just delve into the study. There's something you must do before you start studying, and do when you start studying, before, during, and after. Okay, that will save you a lot of time. So when you get the program, when you join us in the training program, you also get access to our material, okay, including how to become a straight A student. This is a very important book, costs 20,000 naira, and I'll be giving it out to you for free. And how to upgrade your brain, limitless. Then the ways you can get smarter, okay? Then I'll also give you music, specific music that you should study with, okay? I'll give you access to, there are some calming sounds that you need for sleep, for well rested sleep, that will also improve your memory significantly. Some of you don't know how to sleep. Some of you have insomnia. You don't know how to fall asleep naturally. And some of these things are what I will use to help you. Then I will give you access to our game as well. Okay. Our game is what you can use to, train yourself. It's a fitness game, mental fitness, memory fitness game. Okay, use it to train yourself. After you've learned what we've talked about, then you start applying it in the game, training yourself to get better. Then from there you move it to your studies, right? Then I also give you access to a self growth, challenge app, an app that challenges you to, make better decisions. You can have access to me at any time, consultations for up to 30 days. Then you have access to our group, all right, where we talk about the brain and the memory. Then, of course, I'll to improve your speed reading. I also give you a free mobile ebook reader that will make your that you can use to train yourself to read faster. To read when you put any ebook there, you can put the time you want the speed to move. Okay, and you'll be able to use that to train yourself to read faster. So yeah, we also offer like 100% money back guaranteed if this does not work, and there's no way it will not work if you actually apply it. So this total value will be summing it up to 327,000 naira if you sum up all the stuff that I've gathered here for you all in one. Okay, but normal price that we sell this program for is 50,000 naira, right? We're also doing a promotion where we give it out for 10,000 naira. All right. But for those who attended this seminar, you'll be getting access. Apart from the free gift, I'll give you our mobile app, which I showed you earlier. I'll give you the app for free. And then you also have access to get this program for 5,000 naira because you attended the seminar. Okay. So at this point, do you have any questions that you want to ask? Is there anything you don't understand? You want clarification? Okay. So these are some people that have used our app in the past. These are their testimonials. Okay, this person wrote an exam 4 times, the fourth attempt, and he was able to pass because he was able to apply some of the things that we teach. This person was also successful in his own or her own exam. The same applies to this person, and he was saying thank you for passing the exams, and so many other people. Okay, in different groups that I run. These are other people too. This is a lab one candidate, someone that was going international as well. So yeah, let's go back to the app. Okay, let's see those who can remember what we talked about. I want to change the screen. Give me a second. So I asked you to memorize these words. The first one is Corolla, right? Second one is Fang. The third one is Biscuits. The fourth one is Adidas. The fifth one is Bingo. The sixth one is what? Mask. The seventh one is shirt. The eighth one is tissue. The ninth one is what? Boniface. And the 10th one is friends. Okay, so let's get to the next. So who remembers the first word? Okay. In the app, okay, you'll be able to test yourself to find out how many of them you're able to remember. But the beautiful thing is that at the end in the app, you'll be able to see how to remember it. We'll teach you how to remember it, how to make your memory better. Okay, a method to use, something called association. And association is being able to link one information to another. Okay, the way your brain works, nothing stands in isolation. Everything is related to each other. Okay, anything that you come across is related to each other. So if you're able to, when you're studying, be able to connect all your ideas together, then you'll be able to remember them. It is harder to forget something that is connected to other things. Okay, you remembered. Okay, so what's the first one?
Cola.
Corolla. All right, you're right. So um let me go back to the screen. Okay, so if you're able to connect your ideas together, then you'll be able to perform better in your academics. Like I was saying, it's more difficult to forget something So you will now type in the word that you know, that you remember. She said Corolla, so we'll go with that. The second one is what? Who
Fang.
remembers the second one? Huh?
Fang. Fang.
It's fang.
Fan.
Fang. What's fang? Fang is something that comes out from the snake, right? Okay, and one very important thing that you must do is that when you want to remember anything, you must picture it. You must picture it. Okay, you must form an image in your mind for you to remember anything. So when you hear fang, don't just think of the word fang. Think of the picture. Imagine what fang is. Imagine a snake, okay, biting somebody. Now, and the snake has fang. Snake has tooth. It's the tooth that is called fang, right? What's the third one? What's the third one?
Biscuits.
Oh, okay. That's very good. That's very good. I will teach you, for some of you that cannot remember it, I'll teach you a memory technique called pegging. Okay. In pegging, you'll be able to remember things in order because there's a way to associate the numbers to what you want to remember, right? Okay, who remembers the fourth one? Let me see the sharp people. Who remembers the fourth one?
Mask.
It's not mask.
Boniface.
No Boniface.
Boniface is number 9.
Nine.
Okay, so I'll skip it for you so that we'll see the result. Who remembers the fifth one?
Bingo.
Mask.
Bingo.
Oh, somebody said bingo. It's bingo.
Friend.
No. Friend. Friend is the last one. Okay, who remembers number 6?
Math.
Eh?
Math.
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 Okay, mask. Okay,
Yes.
let's see whether you're correct. You're likely to be correct. Well, who remembers number 7?
Yes.
Eh?
Shit.
Yes.
That number six.
Yes.
Mask.
Everything is
M-A-S.
everything now masks. Everybody is saying mask
Yes.
in all of
Yes.
them. It's shirt.
Yes.
Who remembers number 8?
Tissue.
Who is answering? What's your name?
Helen.
Huh?
Helen.
Oh, Helen. That's very good.
Yes,
You're
sir.
doing well. You're doing well.
Thank you.
Okay. Number 8 is what? You said is what?
Tissue.
Issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who remembers number 9? I already told you the
Boniface.
answer to number 9. Okay, Boniface. And I told you the answer to number 10 as well. What's number 10?
Friends.
Okay, let's see how many you people got correctly. But when you're able to do this on your own, you'll be able to test yourself to actually determine what you scored. So you scored 90%. That's 9 over 10, right? So it's
Yeah.
above average. You should keep it up. So there's a memorization technique there that you can see. You find it in the app. Okay. And let's see the one that you did not get. You got Fang, you got biscuits, you failed Adidas. Okay, we skipped it because nobody is
Friend.
Adidas. Number 4. All right. Number 5, we got it bingo, mask, shirt, tissue. Okay. So yeah, these are some of the memorization techniques, and I will share the app link with you right now. in the channel. If you have an Android phone, able to
Oh,
get.
that's easy.
Okay, so do you have questions? Do you have any questions or comments you want to ask me? So for some of you, um, my details are also there on the screen. My details are also there on the screen if you want to subscribe. So far, you joined this seminar, we're charging you just 5,000 naira. Okay, and this is my bank details. You can use that to pay. You can write it down or you can copy it and use that to subscribe when you want to pay. Okay. For the app, just send me a message after the send me a message on WhatsApp and I'll share the app with you. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this program. Do you have any questions or clarification? Lawrence, do you have any clarifications to make or contribute? Your mic is muted, so you have to unmute yourself if you want to talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I started a bit late, so but then I got a lot of things anyway.
Don't worry, I
I,
saved the discussion, so I'll share it as a video.
it's all right.
I
It's all
streamed
right.
it.
Okay.
Okay, sir. When is the 5-day training starting, sir?
Who is speaking?
Okay, it's Greg, sir.
Okay, Dr. Greg.
Yes, sir.
How far now?
I'm fine, sir.
You were asking a question.
I said, when will the 5-day training start?
Oh, okay. For the training program, all the videos have been pre-recorded. Okay, and what I do is, as you are going through the videos, you'll be reviewing them with me. You'll be reviewing your progress with me. Okay, on WhatsApp, and also add it to specific group discussion where we'll be talking about each of those things that we are talking about in the video. And as you are going through the videos, the video course will be checking you each step of the way to make sure that you are picking up and using up the information that is shared with you, right? So that's how it works. We've already recorded all the program, everything I want to teach you. I've already